Hello, everyone, and welcome to PGH Voice Shorts. This is a brand new segment called Paru's Custom Corner. You may remember in the past the April Fool's Day video involving the Donkey Kong Country set, and the more recent set review of Vivi, where we talked about custom cards, kind of rated how strong they were, and we touched a bit on their balancing, but it was mostly just rating them how they would be used in game. Well, this is a new segment where I'd like to talk about kind of the creation of cards, how they're balanced, how they are flavor-wise, as there is actually a pretty large community of people making custom Weiss Schwarz sets. There's a whole lot of them to look at completed already, and there's new people asking questions and making new ones every day as well. Today, our special guest is Carmen.
What's up?
He is. He's a guest on his own show today. And first, we're gonna just run through some cards that I've created. I have 12 cards here. We have 8 that I think are well designed, and then we have 4 that I think are poorly designed. Whether that be because of like how they're written, or how they interact with other cards in the same set. So let's just move right on to slide 1 here, to our first card. We have King of Swing Donkey Kong. This is an on play, pay 1 drop salvage for one of the global traits in the set. And then it has a new mechanic for the set called Buddy. When the battle opponent of it becomes reversed, you can discard a card. Oh no, sorry. I got that wrong. You can search 2 and then discard a card. You are required to have this other Diddy Kong on the stage. That is how the Buddy mechanic works for this set. And he combos off of a shot climax. So here we have our three ratings here. We got strength, flavor, and balance. How strong the card is. If it makes sense, I guess. Some Weiss Schwarz cards, they don't need to have flavor, but it's always cool when they do. And then balance, how well they kind of fit into the existing game. So what do you think about the strength of this card, Carmen?
Well, I have actually played this combo.
This card's gross, right?
In the the TTS era during COVID, I did make many a Donkey Kong deck. And let me tell you, this combo's busted. This is super good.
Yeah.
I agree. It is very good. The fact that you need to have the Buddy mechanic, right? You got to have this Diddy on board, but you can drop search him if you don't have him. And if you already have him, you go get another copy.
Yeah.
And then you get like a selective search 4, filter 2. Only bad part about the card is the trigger, but the card's actually so broken, it's like air and tear. You don't even care about it.
Yeah. And then for flavor, I don't think we need to have the full A to C. I'm thinking either just
like good.
Yeah. Like plus, minus, or neutral, to be honest.
I think the flavor's a plus. I think that's a good job here. You got the Buddy going on.
Yeah, he's searching for his friends. He's swinging around. And then balance. I might actually give it the minus for balance here.
Too good.
Even with the shot kind of dragging it back, the card is insane. In a modern set, this would be absolutely insane. Let's move on to our second card here. We've got Hates New Games, Cranky Kong. When a
just
character...
Like me.
Yeah, just like you. Nothing past PlayStation 1. If a character is placed on stage by standby, and you have 4 more other characters on stage, the player who put the card on stage from the standby must put cards from the top of their stock into waiting room equal to the placed card's cost. If not, that card goes into the player's clock. Actually, so right off the bat, I'm going to say this is a minus for balance. I don't think this fits in at all with the game as it currently is. Like, that's just kind of a... Standby just kind of exists, and we have to accept that. But again,
it's like an anti-standby floodgate. That's like you force your opponent to only standby costless characters for the entire game, and like the way that people's decks are built, like standby decks have to build. You quickly The second this card hits the board, your opponent's deck actually becomes unplayable, and that's just not the kind of game we play. I gotta give it the double minus, actually. Too.
Funny enough, I think I actually changed the text of this card at some point. Hang on, we're gonna do a quick little look. I think I decided that this card was so broken I needed to change it, and
it's not letting 2x negative.
Whatever. Yeah, it was supposed to say the downside was supposed to actually be player just pays the they send another character to their waiting room, not put the character into clock. But this would 2x negative. Yeah,
it's good.
Yeah. S tier card.
That's broken.
This is actually the kind of thing that would appear in like an old Weiss short set, and then would quickly become banned. I feel like. So maybe this is a poorly designed card also.
Is it flavorful?
Yeah,
he
bitches about new mechanics all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I agree.
All right, moving on to this one. When if you have a card named King Karul in your clock, he gets -1 level in hand. King Karul is the level 1 combo for this deck. When he's played on stage from hand, you can choose a character named Chaos in Waiting Room, put it on stage. Chaos is like his robot companion guy. And then at the start of opponent's turn, choose one of your Kremlings, and it gets +4000. That should say, if it's in the front row, give +4000.
One of those.
Yeah, and we can kind of just briefly look at the card that it summons also. The card that it summons is Chaos. When he attacks, you may look at the top card of your deck. If you do, put it face down under this card as a marker. If the character facing him is a DK Island character, you can choose a character in your opponent's waiting room whose name includes Donkey or Diddy, and put it face down under this card as a marker. He gets 15 for each marker under him, and when he attacks, you may pay the cost. If you do, put all markers from him into waiting room, choose X characters in opponent's waiting room, and shuffle them into your opponent's deck. X equal to the number of markers you put into waiting room. So this is a nice little double early play. This guy summons the robot and can keep something alive by pumping it 4000. The robot slowly gets power and then can shuffle characters back into your opponent's deck, and has a funny little flavor effect where if you're fighting against the the same series, you can steal your opponent's donkeys and ditties, because that's what he does in the game. Strength-wise, I think it's pretty damn good, like double early play package. You get 2 like reasonably sized things.
Yeah, I think it's like all right. I don't think it's anything super crazy. I think it's pretty on the line.
It's not either of the first cards.
It's a clock condition, so you have to you might have to set it like you're not healing.
Flavor, I think it works fine. He's like the scientist. He makes the robot. The robot steals the other guys.
That works.
Balance. Oops. I think this totally fits in. I think this could totally be played in the game, and like, it wouldn't be considered overpowered.
I don't think there's any issue with either of these actually.
I think they both get the same rating actually. I give B++ for these.
I think the Chaos is actually really good. I don't know if the shuffle back flavor at all. It's
not actually. It was just a way to utilize the markers.
Yeah, I mean flavor because it's part of the early play package. I think. Okay, it's kind of like Fuka. It's like a climaxless Fuka, but instead of burning it, shuffles stuff back. Your opponent can play around it, pretty easily. So yeah, I think it's pretty well balanced too. Good job with it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's look at the next one. Gotta have a brainstorm in your set. People love making pushed brainstorms, as you will probably see in the future of this series.
Yes, you will see that for sure.
So we got Exploring Creme Quay, Diddy and Dixie. If you have a card named Captured, Donkey Kong in memory, he gets the following ability. It is a brainstorm. Pay 1, rest this card, and 1 other DK Island characters. So it's not your typical rest 2 brainstorm. This one specifically does need to be part of the rested characters. And then it is a brainstorm 5 for each climax. Salvage a character. If you play a climax, you can return him to hand, give a character 1500 power and +1 level until the end of the turn. the card that it needs in memory is just it's a memory drop salvage. So when it becomes reversed, pay 1, ditch 1, search a character, send them to memory. It's a pretty damn good brainstorm. It's a shame that it can get like turned off by not having this card, but if you're playing the set, I guess you're not looking at the full set here, but if you were playing this set, you would want to play this this Donkey Kong also. I don't.
You have to have the Buddy Diddy around. Having a rest 2, especially when it bounces back. I don't know if
Pumps power
has standby.
It does not have standby.
Okay, yeah, but it's still pumping back to hand. It gives you a lot of power. Make sure your DK gets its reverse. I don't think it's anything too crazy. I think it's Donkey Kong combo that makes this card seem more insane than it is. 1500 and a lot of power on climax placement is a lot, but like that's balanced out by the fact that your brainstorm ability is conditioned. So at 0, card is not a stock out, unlike other brainstorms, which I think is something that people would overlook. Flavor wise,
so very little flavor actually. I think I'd give this like I'm gonna give it a neutral actually for flavor. It's not like anything crazy. The only really thing that you're right. Tilt is a good one. Tilt's a good one. It needs the captured Donkey Kong, but like scene and character, it's not really that super flavorful. Balanced though, I think it is well balanced. I think this is a pretty solid card. I don't think it's what do you have to say?
Depending in a vacuum, it depends on what's in the rest of the set. I know what's in the rest of the set, so I know it's fine. But if someone reads it like on its own, I think someone could like bust, or like leaning towards like unbalanced, just because like that's a lot of power and it's a lot of things. Like if you don't know how the set's defined, stuff like that.
You know what's funny? I think this came out before Toka. I think I made this before Toka.
Yeah.
And Toka ended up being very similar to this. She pumps 1k cross per turn instead of 15 level on turn. That's kind of funny. I didn't think about that. Let's look at this one. We got Squitter the Spider. When his battle opponent becomes reversed, you may pay cost. If you do, choose a cost 0 or lower character in opponent's back row and drag it up to the front row. This card could be pretty nasty early game, dragging up opponent. If your opponent leaves out a brainstorm or anything, just snipe it or have another one of your characters snipe it. It would be pretty cool with clean cut. I don't even remember if this set has a clean cut, to be honest with you. It is balanced out though by having pretty low power, because this is like it's a custom effect. This has never been done before. I didn't want to load it up with too much power. So, what do you think?
Yeah, it's hard to power balance this. I mean, we just looked at a card that like buffs a card, play a climax, pops back to hand to give 3,500 in power. Depends how much free access to buff you have. Being able to, it's kind of like Force Torch, right? Where Force Torch you have to have an open lane to drag your opponent's back row. So I think in terms of balance on that, I think it's fine. I'm gonna give it tilde. Put it in. I'm gonna put it in the. It's probably fine. It depends how much access to power the thing has. I do think it is stronger than average. Depending on how much defensive strength you have in the set. If you can win the lanes on defense, this can snipe stuff all game. If your opponent leaves level 0s, I don't know. It's hard to evaluate. I think C+ is right. It's it could be really strong. It really depends. Flavor wise, I don't know this enemy. What's he?
He's a spider. He's got webs.
Spider. Oh, so he's got webs.
Yeah, he's pulling them up. He's like Spider-Man.
Okay. All right. I'm down. I see it.
All right. And then we're moving on to blue for Donkey Kong real quick. When this is played on stage from hand, you may look it up to 3 cards from the top of your deck. Choose one from among them, put it into hand, put the rest of your cards into waiting room. And then when it's played on stage, it gets plus 1,000 for the turn. 1,000 is equal to the number, 1,000 equal to the number of other DK Island characters. And then it has a buddy effect. Once per turn, when the battle opponent of this card becomes reversed, if you have another victory, Diddy and Dixie off to the side there, and all of your characters of DK Island, you may stand this card. So just on turn, it's just a big cantripping restander. The card that it combos with it should be a 1/1 actually. When your battle opponent of any of your characters becomes reversed, you can assign something 2,000 power. Or no, sorry, 1,500 power. And then it also has startup. Pay 1, rest it, to give all of this character, this team up attack, Diddy and Dixie, on attack, discard 1, heal 1. So that's a whole lot of stuff going on at once. What do you think, Carmen?
That is a lot of things. So if you have this on the board, you have this assist basically on the board. Is basically what this card is, right?
Yeah.
This is like an assist. Okay. What does this climax combo do? You play.
It's like the hose Misaka, but it only summons level zeros.
It only summons level. Okay. Pay 1, give all of your other. Okay, so you could heal like a lot. You could heal a lot. Each one would heal 2. This sounds expensive, but this card can build its own cost. Float 1, attack, stand attack. You got to go into your attacks with 1. You go into attack with 1, and for every single one on the board, you get all those heals. This card cantrips. I don't know, part. I think this might be pretty fucking good. I think this might be pretty unbalanced.
Okay, sure.
I think it's pretty flavorful. I think, okay, this is like everybody looks at Mikasa from New AOT and goes, oh my god, it's so expensive. But then you look at this, right, and you'll be like, okay, which card
are you talking about, sorry?
The Mikasa, the new not the Mikasa, the
Sasha? Okay.
Sasha. Yeah, the Sasha. Sorry, I misspoke there. The Sasha finisher, everybody looks, I'll pay 2 ditch to, I'll never be able to do that, but then the card can't, right? I think this might be a similar situation where you could fire off a lot more of these than you think. You could get a lot of heals off, and you could stabilize a lot while attacking a lot. So I think this card might be actually really, really...
Sure, okay.
It's also going to get really big. Like, it's probably going to clear whatever.
Yeah. Plus the assist is pumping it 2,000 or something. I don't know. Every time it reverses. Yeah,
it's all pretty nice. Which is an extra card for you to ditch too. Off your field if you slam climax that turn.
That was intended. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's look at one last Donkey Kong card here. We got Quick and Nimble, Tiny Kong. At the start of opponent's attack... Actually, this is one you made. You came up with this first effect. At the start of opponent's attack phase, if the position across from this card is empty, choose one of your opponent's characters in center stage and move it to the position across from this card. At the start of opponent's attack phase, you may also pay 1, move it to the back row. So if you try field and your opponent can only field 2 characters and they want to like get rid of, something higher value, you can drag it in front of this thing and then have this one run away to kind of be a pseudo +2. What do you think?
This card is 5-star. I think I missed, dude. This card might be too good.
Do you really think so?
Okay, it's a pay 1 +2.
Okay, it's only a +2 if they either like...
No, tri-field. Your opponent can play around it by tri-fielding this card.
Or just by putting something in front of it.
Okay, maybe it's fine. I think it's another tilde here. I do think it has the potential to be okay. It's completely dead in metas that tri-field, which is, the custom White Schwartz meta. That's a tri-field meta for sure. So I don't know. Probably that. I think I might have missed on flavor.
She's small. She gets small. That's the flavor behind her running to back row.
So people try to come to get her and then gets.
Yeah.
Okay. Man. Strength wise, I got no fucking clue, dude. I think it's completely. Completely dependent on the meta it's in.
Sure, I'll match you.
It's either it's like the best card or the worst card.
Yeah, I mean at the very least, right? It's always like a pay 1 +1, but all you get out of it is a 500 power attacker.
Drag some away.
Okay, now we're gonna look at 4 that I think are just straight up badly designed. These are all from an older Touhou custom set that I made a long time ago. So let's look at this first one.
Okay.
We got As Drunk as I Like, Ibuki Suika. When she's a backup for 1,000 power. When you use her backup, if you have another character or any fantasy trait character, the global trait, you give an extra 1k. So it's your standard 2,000 power backup. It also has on a play reveal top card of your deck. If it's a fantasy character, give one of your level 1 or lower fantasy characters +1 soul. Now, 2k counters are fine. There's no need when making your custom Weiss Schwarz set to just randomly staple an additional effect on top of your counter like this. I don't think. Sometimes you see those vanilla 3k counters with like cute little extra effects on them, or even the Lukoa counter. I think from Dragon Maid that was a 1k counter, right? That was pay to heal on play or something.
Yeah, it's like a 1k or a 15 backup that has to heal.
Yeah, but like, I don't think that, like, honestly, it's not even flavorful. Character has nothing really to do with backups. I don't think it's balanced. I think it's 2k plus. So your 2k counter, and it just randomly has an additional effect.
Yeah, it's just blatant power creep. Like there's no reason to make these for the most part. If you're gonna have a counter that does something on player, does something differently, like by the rules of Weiss Schwarz, it has to be
like a vanilla size.
Yeah, it has to be like smaller than the going costless rate, which would be like 102k, 213k, like and onward. So strength wise, I mean, it's just power, right?
Yeah.
No, yeah, 2k plus, like that one. It's just better than normal.
Okay, next we're gonna look at Moria's Shrine Maiden, Kochiya Sanai. When you place a climax on your climax area, she gets plus 1,500 power until the end of the turn. Alright, and then we have to decipher this essay of a climax combo. When the battle opponent of this card becomes reversed, and there is a green stock soul, that's a green stock soul in your climax area, you may pay cost. If you do, search your stock for up to 1 card, put it into your hand, search your deck for up to 2 characters, reveal them to your opponent, shuffle your stock. Put it into your stock, shuffle your deck, shuffle your stock, give one of your characters 1k power. This is too much, man. This is like
So wait, hold on. So you search your stock for a card.
So you get a card from stock at the cost of discarding something.
Search your deck for 2 cards.
Yes, so you stock charge 2 from deck.
Oh, okay, you stock charge 2 from deck.
Yes.
Alright, so you drop search your stock charge 2. Shuffle your stock. Choose one of your characters. Gets what the fuck, dude? This is
Yeah, this is this is old, dude. This is like at least 5 years ago at this point that I made this. So I don't think the effect. Sorry,
this is such a ludicrous amount of compression. If you do this at the bottom of your deck,
not only is like the effect. Sorry, go for it.
Yeah, like it's just like you rip 2 cards out and then you put them into your stock. Like, I don't know. You're not like you're only you ditch 1. Drop search 1. Like you're like removing so many cards from the deck. Like it. I don't know. Yeah. That seems way too good.
Yeah, so you're getting like the ridiculous like search 2 compression, like Donkey Kong was giving you. You're also getting the hand fix. You're pumping power also. Why not? I think one of the issues of this card, apart from just being strong, is that it's hard to read, and I think that is an important thing when you're like making your custom set. Is you don't want the person reading it to have to read the effect 4 times to go, okay, wait a minute, what was this doing?
What does it do?
Search your stock for up to 1 card, and then search my deck. Okay, and then I shuffle my stock. Like there's way too much gameplay. Like there's too much things happening during this effect.
You can do stuff like this. Like say you wanted to do custom card. People forget that replay is something on a card, and this is pre-replay. This is a long time ago. But now that we have the replay, you can be like just like the custom. need an example for your custom set. You look at the Cosme from Bang Dream, the door combo where it's like at Encore phase play. Do that. It'll show you how to like split up multiple modular effects so that they are a lot more.
Yeah, true. Replay is also fun because you get to write silly text. That might sound like kind of ridiculous. Here, let me pull you up an example real quick. Right after we rate this card, actually. Yeah, of your Weiss Schwarz cards, you're allowed to have funny card text, like stuff that doesn't actually fit PSCT when you're telling your opponent to resolve a replay effect.
Yeah.
I don't remember which card it came from that started that trend, but hang on. So we'll get to that in a sec. Anyways, strength-wise, I don't think this card is even actually ever reversing things in Modern Weiss. Flavor, I don't think it's there. Balance, I don't think it's there. Anyways, okay, back over to this. Alright, fuck Sunai, we don't need to look at her. Ignore the fact that this card is a wall of text, but look, you get to have stupid shit like reading that second effect. If you do, take a ride with Funky's Flights. Now, the red text is just telling you, oh, okay, you just move on to the Funky's Flights effect. But like, look, you get to write dumb stuff in your card effect by incorporating replay.
Yeah,
it's another fun little bonus. Another laugh.
Uh-huh.
Two more cards. These two go together, so we'll kind of rate them.
Okay.
So this is an example of this card on its own is cracked already, but when you look at what else is in the card pool, it's like just so unfair that I've had this played against me. I had someone else make a deck out of my own set, and I realized, okay, that wasn't supposed to do that. So this character is Hell's Artificial Sun, Ryuji Utsuho. When she attacks, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a fantasy character, deal X damage to your opponent. X is equal to the level of a card. So it's got like, the Miki Burn, Archer Burn, Saber Lancer Burn, whatever you want to call it anymore. Yeah, exactly. And then it's got a Climax combo. When this card attacks, if you have Solar Sect, Mystic Wisdom, Nuclear Fusion, it's a door Climax in your Climax area. You may pay cost, which is paying one, discarding one. If you do, choose two of your characters, so you can choose this one. They get 1500 power, and on reverse Miki Burn. Now, this scales pretty hard. You can, I think you get 5 extra instances if you resolve 3 of these things. Is it? 1... Yeah, because the last one only gets to give itself the burn.
I believe so, yeah.
So at the end of all of this, you get 8 burns and your 3 attacks. With the downside being that they can whiff, because Mikis can whiff. I think the card, even as it is like absolutely cracked, because even if a few of these go off, you're dealing like an insane amount of damage. Real quick, now we're going to look at the last effect that makes this absolutely just like balls to the walls insta-ban on release. We got the Subterranean Animism event. It's a 3/8 event for each character with stage in its card name, which is 7 different characters in the set. It gets -1 cost in hand. When you play the event, you search your deck for 2 characters, add them to your hand, choose up to 7 characters in waiting room, and put them on top of your deck in any order.
What? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the Stock Soul combo, about ripping all the level 0s out of your deck.
Oh yeah? No.
Stock, like removing them from the game, but you don't have to do any of that. You play this event. How much did this cost normally? Test 3, maybe.
So there is a Rize with stage in its name.
Oh.
Like an on-play check 3 Rize.
Oh. Okay.
And there's also an early play with stage in its name. I think the person only played those 2 cards. And yeah, I think it was a combined 6 of them. But like since he was able to move through his deck so fast, he would like get to the end of it, have 6 in there, pay 2. You know, half the time, search 0, stack 7.
Search 0, stack 7. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is turbo broken. I'm gonna go back to the original card. This is turbo broken. Well, this card alone is broken, I think.
Yeah.
The package is turbo. This is like it. I don't know if it's flavorful. I'll take your word for it. Balance 3x negative. Like,
yeah, I knew that we were ending on a banger. I knew that this was going to be the good one to finish off on.
And then like, oh my god, the event alone might just be like a depending on how your deck is built, like a 3/1, because it's up to 7, right? So you get it might just be a 3/1 plus 1. Mm-hmm. So like it's good combined with the other card. It's broken. I'll just give it an A because like we have like plus stuff from deck, but whatever. Flavor, it's.
I'm gonna say it actually does have flavor. You're going down. You're going down. In the game, like you're going down like an infinite kind of tunnel downwards to hell. So you know you're stacking the 7 people that you're meeting on your way down there.
In a vacuum, this card is like. Actually, in a vacuum, I don't even think it's that unbalanced. In a vacuum, without considering the other card, this card as it stands is like fine. Like if you have restanders in your set, you basically set clean triggers into your final deck or whatever. Like, you know, hedge the bets that like you're not triggering going into your attack step or something like that, or like your deck's really compressed. You rip an additional 2 cards out of it, so you're compressed. Set your 3 triggers on top. That's probably like actually fine. Mm-hmm. Like it's basically an assurance event. You can use search pieces for your combo endgame that is likely going to be heavily discounted. That ensures that you don't fuck up your compression on your attack step, which is like truly like a custom card made from a competitive player. Like it's just like I always double trigger going into my finisher phase, so I'm going to make a card that makes it so I can't whiff my finisher and I can't trigger on my attack.
I'm just sick of it, dude. I hate it. Yeah. It happens every time.
Yeah, exactly. Which like goes right into like custom cards. You think about it, it's just like like the picture's like too good or something like that. Honestly, Paru, you say it's just like you think these cards are poorly designed. I think this is like what I see more often than not with a lot of custom.
Yes, you're correct. I have high hopes for future videos in this series. Real quick, just finishing on these 2 cards. Speaking to the would-be custom set creators out there, please consider how your cards interact with other cards in your set. That is all.
Unless it's standby, just print it. Don't think about it. That's how Bushiroad does it. My
thoughts on standby and custom Weiss Schwarz set are that I am too stupid to balance it correctly.
Oh, I do the Bushiroad, dude. I don't think about it.
You just throw it in there and see what happens.
Yep.
Yeah, what could go wrong?
Not my problem. That's how they do it, dude.
All right. Well, this has been a very fun video. It's just a little primer of what you can expect in the future. I do plan on doing a full one of these pretty soon. You know, get excited for Assassin's Creed.
That's the first one.
That's the first one, yeah. If you're interested in making your own custom Weiss Schwarz sets, I'll include a link in the video, or a link in the video description to one of the Weiss Schwarz Discords. I think it's always there anyways. And in that Discord is a channel for making custom Weiss Schwarz sets. You know, you can talk to the other creators. Everyone's always asking for help in there. It's a pretty good time. Thank you for watching. Carmen, do you have anything to say before we finish this out?
If you have a custom set you would like Paru to take a look at, let us know. Contact us through any of the channels, either through the channel in the comments, something like that, or on Discord. You know, we're around. You can find it. It's not too hard.
Oh yeah, if you join the Discord, my name on Discord is just Paru right now. You'll find me on there. PM me. Yes. Make sure you export it.
We are not going to do anything that isn't like we're gonna get your permission if we're gonna do your custom set, unless they're our own. Like our own ones, you know, we have them, but we're gonna get permission.
Yeah.
if we're gonna do those. So anything you see on here has the grace of its creator. Don't worry about that. But if you have something that you've created that you want Paru to take a look at, definitely hit us up.
All right. Well, thank you for watching, and goodbye, everyone.